they're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world, very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
U.S. President Donald Trump reiterating his resolve to intervene in Nigeria if Nigerian government or Nigerian officials, including the army, fail to solve the security challenges affecting the Middle Belt and many other parts of the country. The Middle Belt most especially because that is where the massacres of Christians have been taking place in Nigeria. While he's busy plotting how to intervene in Nigeria, his allies are already urging him to balkanize Nigeria. That's divide Nigeria between the Muslim North and the Christian South. Let's start with this professor, who is originally from Lebanon. He is an author, he has written many books. He was an advisor to Donald Trump during his first run for president in the United States. Quoting Donald Trump's tweet, he said, "If the federal government of Nigeria is unable to fight and defeat armed and genocidal jihadism to protect the Christian people of Nigeria, as it failed to protect the Muslim communities in the north, the only remaining option to save lives and stop genocide is to grant Nigeria's Christian South its right for self-determination and assist the Muslim North in defeating Boko Haram and other jihadists, one or the other, but leaving millions of people without protection is not an option." Before we see the suggestion of another ally of Donald Trump on how to balkanize Nigeria into many states, you can't help but agree that even if in the wildest dreams they want to do this in reality, many Nigerians would jump at it. They would embrace the balkanization of Nigeria with their open arms. Yes, why would they do that? It's simply because Nigeria is not working for them. There is so much injustice in Nigeria. It didn't start today. Many in the military, of course we'll see that in a moment, many in the military, including soldiers and even senior officers, have been complaining, especially military men from the south. They've been complaining about this for many years. That many times some terrorists of certain ethnicities in Nigeria are caught, even in some cases, in the middle of a war, or they are caught in the process of committing a terrorist act. Some generals from the top will always place a call and order their release. It has never made any sense to them that we say that we are fighting a war. We are fighting a war against terrorists, but when some of them are caught alive, even at the greatest danger to troops in the front lines, some people will order their release. It has never made any sense to them. So they've been saying this all along. Even some go the extra mile to say that there is an Islamization agenda supported by the government. So in such a country where there seems to be two laws, one for certain people who are never found guilty of anything, they are never charged, and one for others who can be charged for even protecting their own life. That's self-defense. Someone attacks you and you somehow overpower the person and maybe he eventually loses his life as a result. But at the end of the day, the person that defended himself will be charged to court. Just like Jackson that was condemned to death by the Supreme Court recently, despite the fact that it was a clear self-defense. He was busy in his farm, minding his business, someone attacked him, and somehow he miraculously overpowered the person, and at the end of the day, the person lost his life. But who is now facing the death penalty? It is the person that defended himself, and a Christian for that matter. This is why Senator Ted Cruz and others who are working on a new bill, they've already placed about 12 governors in Nigeria on a sanction list, including some government officials and highly placed people in the north. These people will immediately be sanctioned once that law is approved. Let's start with this retired general, what he had to say in an interview a few years ago.
And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban, they think about the Mujahideens, and they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care, as long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia, and there is whatever thing they have in their head they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians. So some people in this country have this mindset, and we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation, and they are in the government, and people know them. The DSS know them, the NIA know them, the DIA knows them, because it is the DIA that conducted the operations that arrested these sponsors.
If this kind of information is coming from a retired general who worked in intelligence agencies while he was in service, you should be concerned. You should be afraid of what is happening in this country. So it's not something Nigerians must take lightly, especially Christians, especially people who are thinking that we are in one Nigeria, that we are a united country, united in purpose and everything. While you're thinking that, others are thinking about how they will dominate you, how they will impose their beliefs on everyone in Nigeria. So you see, all of us don't have the same objective. While many have that objective for Nigeria to become a developed country that can even rival the United States, China, and many developed countries, others are thinking about taking Nigeria back to the Stone Age. One of many examples is this image. How in the world did Nigerian Air Force officers welcome this known terrorist at Abuja Airport when he visited Nigeria? This man is banned in many countries. In the UK, in Bangladesh, in India, in Sri Lanka, in Canada, in many countries he's banned there. Just like Sheikh Gumi is banned, he was even deported in Saudi Arabia, where that religion came from, to Africa. But here, the same man that was deported by the Saudis is worshipped in Nigeria by his followers. So looking at this image, what were they thinking? They didn't even think, okay, let's send people who are not wearing uniforms so as not to identify with a known terrorist. But they went there by themselves to receive this man. And he had the audacity to post interaction with Muslim Air Force. So these are the issues. Nigeria is a secular country. People in authority behave as if it is not a secular country. How do you refer to Nigerian Air Force as a Muslim Air Force? And they gave him that opportunity to use this kind of language. If they didn't go to that airport to visit him, he wouldn't have had an image to post in the first place. So these are the issues. Now, the second example will shock you to the bones. Of course, many are no longer shocked by anything. A GOC telling terrorists that they can one day become the president of Nigeria if they drop their arms. Can you imagine this happening in a sane country?
Opportunities are out there for them. They can be rehabilitated. An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time when he cannot even deliver?
If senior military officers and governors in northern Nigerian states openly call for the pardon of terrorists, they even openly fraternize with them, it makes you lose hope. It reinforces the fact that there are two laws in Nigeria, one for the north and one for the south. And it has never made any sense. No country will ever take Nigerians seriously simply because there is no repentant terrorist. Anyone that ever crosses that line, he has reached the point of no return. Taking up arms against your country and killing people for no reason, Nigerian security agencies must treat it as a national security threat. There's nothing like considering that this person might have repented and even going as far as integrating them into the army. Many soldiers have been complaining about this. How do you bring in people who your soldiers have been fighting? It has never made any sense. So these people are not serious. No Nigerian patriot would, after seeing this, continue to be patriotic. In fact, many people will give up and say, no, let these people be in their separate country, because this is strange. This is very, very abhorrent. How do you justify doing such a thing? When there is no justice, equity in a country, even die-hard patriots will cease to be patriots. It doesn't make any sense. Why would two different people commit crimes and one will be set free? They will say that one has become repentant, while the other will be charged to court, imprisoned, they will be doing all sorts of things to him, including disobeying court orders. It has never made any sense in the country. So this is the reason why many Nigerians are behind Donald Trump today. They see what he's doing as a way of holding Nigerian government to account, because they have never been accountable to Nigerians. When you demand accountability, their supporters hound, intimidate, even try to assault the person if they can get to him physically. Yes, that's what is happening in Nigeria. Even the army, what were they doing all these years? They've never taken these security challenges seriously, never. They see it as an avenue to make money, steal security votes, because it has never made any sense, their military doctrine. How in the world are they not giving a chase? How do you allow people to invade, even sack, loot an entire military base in the northern part of the country, and they do nothing? They never give a chase, neither from the air, even using drones, or on land. They never do anything. The Nigerian military is supposed to be chasing these people. Even if it takes 2 weeks, 1 month, they will make sure they get all of them. That is the only way to send a message that, hey, don't try to attack anywhere anymore. No matter how you run, we must chase you and get you. No person will wake up tomorrow and say, hey, the people that attacked this place yesterday, they didn't return. How am I sure I'm going to return? This is the main deterrence you need to give them. Instead of doing all this, they prefer the attacks to continue while Nigerians are dying for no reason, and the government continues to pump money. All the money end up in private pockets. Yes. Now, let's see the other ally of Donald Trump, who is actually an Austrian, an economist. He is the chairman, Austrian Committee for NATO Enlargement for Austria, Ukraine, Kosovo, Bosnia, EU, and others. He posted this Nigerian map asking Donald Trump how many states should emerge from ex-Nigeria. So you can see action equals reaction. No one should blame anyone that they see as not being patriotic to Nigeria, as if patriotism benefits anyone in Nigeria. Even the politicians that are stealing Nigerian resources, they are never patriotic, because if they were, they wouldn't steal Nigerian resources. They wouldn't do things that will adversely affect Nigerian people or the Nigerian economy. So these are the issues. You don't take patriotism seriously. You don't think of the welfare of the citizens. You don't think of anything except yourself. You are so selfish. You find yourself in power. You use that opportunity to steal everything and end up impoverishing Nigerians. And when Nigerians demand for good governance, and maybe they see another country that is ready to help them actualize that good governance or whatever, you now start gaslighting them, saying that they are not patriotic. What hypocrisy. Now you people are calling for unity. Someone like Tinubu has no moral right to call for Nigerian unity. Someone that started out with ethnic politics. Some of the people he appointed used all sorts of ethnic politics during the election. They insulted an entire tribe, telling them to go back to their states, and he never did anything about it. As a matter of fact, he rewarded them with political appointments. And this is someone that is busy giving every major appointment in this country to his ethnic group. And now he's calling for unity. Who is going to unite with him when he has made it clear that he has an ethnic agenda? Are we going to talk about the Muslim ticket? In a secular country, this man felt he could run an election this way. So these are the issues. They are supposed to be doing things that will unite people, not divide them. But this man, a very divisive figure, since he came to power, the kind of ethnic politics and ethnic diatribe and division he has caused can only be imagined. So when they pretend as if they mean well, don't ever allow them to spread that narrative. Don't ever give them the gap to gaslight you and start telling you, you have to be patriotic, don't support a foreigner, don't do this, don't do that. The people that are leading Nigeria today, are they treating Nigerians like human beings? The answer is no. The people you are telling Nigerians not to support, have they done anything wrong to Nigerians to the level that is comparable with their own brothers? Absolutely not. So Nigerians must wise up and use this opportunity. They must embrace this opportunity with their two hands, so as to milk it to the last, even if it leads to these people losing power, which ultimately is what Nigerians want. Opposition must milk this, because this was exactly the way they came to power. They are now saying as if it's a bad thing. Meanwhile, look at these pictures. APC members went to the United States, met Obama, met senior officials of the administration at the time. They all worked together to remove Goodluck Jonathan from power. Now, what they did is about to bite them from behind. The karma is knocking on their door and they are running around. Don't allow them to gaslight you. Thanks for watching.